people. Jack Benedict, Joe Lombardi. You guys are like a Abbott and Costello here, aren't you?
We're like an old dance team, aren't we, Coach?
It's an honor to be considered part of that duo, Jack.
Well, listen, welcome in because, Saturday nights are exciting, special nights at the KCAC, and tomorrow there'll be a little extra special because it'll be senior night. So talk about your seniors maybe first of all. You got UPJ coming in.
Absolutely, Jack. It's always emotional time. You know, you go through a journey. Sometimes it's 4 years with a young man. Sometimes it's two, and as it is with Chucky Humphreys, and 4 with Malik Miller. And you really get to bond and experience life. Okay, with those, people, they have a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of things that go on off the floor, and I'm not just talking about the everyday practices, challenges, and the successes, but the games, and then these young men have lives off the floor. I know Chucky lost his father last year. Was a hard time for him, and but you go through those and you create a bond that's really special. I feel like I'm fortunate to be a parent of a lot of young men, and have that type of relationship with a lot of them. So that's a blessing to me, and these two young men have certainly been a blessing to me and to our program and to the community.
Yeah. Well, your guys, your basketball players that go on are probably your best salespeople because they tell others when you're recruiting, like, listen, this is what this is all about. I'm sure that helps a lot.
Well, yeah, it's a benefit. It certainly is a benefit, and as a coach and my assistants Ron Fadala and Sam Godwells do a good job with it too, pouring into the guys, and and you want them to develop and grow as men and leave with something more than just the records.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you go through that process, it's funny as you try to give to them. Okay, you get so much back in return, and you grow as a coach. You grow from what they pour into you and what they teach you along the way too. So it's really a mutual it's a mutual win for both parties.
Mm-hmm. And extra special tomorrow with UPJ coming in is the fact it's Fan Appreciation Night. And the fans have just been great. 5 consecutive games we had of over 3,000 fans. It's been Saturday Night Live comes early, I guess you could say. It's really been an event every Saturday night that we've had this going at the KCAC.
Yeah, we feel fortunate as a program to be in Indiana, to have this school community and town community that we have. Okay, in the surrounding areas, and it's a wonderful platform. I always look around. I said, you know what? If we didn't have these games, the band, where would no one be? They'd be playing somewhere, but I don't. They wouldn't have these people listening, or the dance team, or the cheerleaders, or whoever else. ROTC was out. If you repelling and being involved and getting recognized, okay? So, and then we have a Greek life early in the year, but that recognizes them. And this weekend also we have Roger Ruschini Boy Scout Night. And we get a chance to honor Roger and the impact that he made on this community and helped this community in so many ways that many people don't even know. And Joe's carried on his philanthropy and his investment into the community and his care for the community. So we appreciate the Ruschini Agency, and we also it's good to remember Roger in that light. Okay, and we started this Boy Scout night 6-7 years ago. And he had a lot to do with the success of our program moving forward. So we can't have the success that we've had, win another Western Division championship. That's really important to us. We can't have that with people like Roger and so many other people in the community getting behind us and providing scholarship money and other opportunities for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, now you got the playoffs coming up. I know you got the game to play. You got to buy, and you got to play at home on Wednesday night. We hope the fans are getting their tickets. We talk about March Madness, but all you have to say, leave off the madness. All you have to do is say March, and then you know what's coming. Usually with IUP basketball, that's for sure.
Well, it's fun part of the year. We've been fortunate. We've been blessed to be able to have the success we have and enjoy March Madness. We played Clarion the other day, and their coach was headed out recruiting, and it feels like. Hopefully our season's just beginning. It seems like we've secured at least a spot in the NCAAs after that, and winning the division is really important to us. I have a lot of respect for the 8 other schools that compete for it, and actually we had the best record of everybody in all 18, and I have a lot of respect for the other 17. So to diminish that accomplishment would be diminishing their competitiveness in those other teams. So, so we value it. It's important, and we got another opportunity to have some other challenges come our way with the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament. So
that'd be great. 24-2. Really putting up numbers. Is this the best offensive team you've had?
Jack, it's I don't know. I mean, you just have to. That's hard to say. I'm still surprised with with a freshman and 2 sophomores out there. Sometimes maybe I don't give these guys enough credit because I didn't see this coming. Sometimes if you see it coming, then it happens. It's hard to compare numbers from year to year. Sometimes it's the competition you're playing. The strength of the teams in the league have an effect on that. But it's a good offensive team. We're one of the leaders in the top 25 maybe in the country in scoring percentage, field goal percentage. We're starting to shoot the 3 better. Early in the year we were lingering around 34, 35. We've probably shot 43% in the last 7-8 games from the 3-point. So that's allowed us to improve, get better. I think we're improving as a passing team, and defensively we're in the top 5 in field goal percentage defense in the country, so out of over 300 schools. So those are some things that we try to shoot for, and we pride in there are parameters that you gauge yourself on, but they don't always tell the whole story.
Yeah. Todd, do you have something?
Well, I was thinking about Tommy Dee. When Tommy Dee went down and you lost him for this season, all of a sudden the other fellas must have said among themselves, we got to pick it up, and when we have to cover what he might have done. Do they play a different style of basketball than they would have had Tommy Dee been out there for them?
No, I don't think it's different, and I don't really think at that time. The very next day after he got hurt, we played in the Blooms game. We had to play Stroudsburg, and and it's just kind of you got to survive and fill in and get some other guys ready to do some different things. And we've had to play some guys that, earlier in the year we also, we had a young man, a point guard go down, who's missed the whole year, Bryce, and so. The pitchers got a lot different as the year went on. Different guys playing, opportunities came up, and those guys that maybe wouldn't have gotten these opportunities, have shown that they're worthy, and they've been very productive for us. We've had guys that step up from deep on our bench at different times and really have added to the winning. But I think a lot of the leadership just came from Chucky Malik, and you don't plan on winning 24 games. You just kind of try to get better the next day in practice and win the next one. And sometimes you're fortunate if they add up, so that's kind of the mindset.
Strategically, did it do anything to the way that you approached this season? Sorry.
No, I just want to say, I think sometimes as a coach, you got to be realistic, and maybe you lower your expectations at that point. I didn't think we'd have as good a year as last year because of the people that we lost from last year's team. We lost 4 starters. Yeah. Okay, we lost 4 starters. 2 of them are record holders in the history of the program. So it'd be pretty arrogant to think that we'll be fine. Okay, as long as I'm here, we'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, we can replace anybody. No, the expectation wasn't really high to begin with. We wanted to be competitive, and then when Tommy got hurt, the expectation level, I think, even dropped, and in a big picture. Mm-hmm. But the expectation of how we approach every day and win every day in practice and win every day on the court, that never changed. But then as the season goes along, guys respond. You find out maybe you had more than you thought you had, and maybe guys are growing up faster than you thought they have, especially with a guy like Ethan Porterfield. Okay, we didn't even thought he might redshirt early in the year, and here he's probably freshman of the year. But those things evolve. You don't see them. I didn't see that coming. His performance.
Yeah. Well, just to wrap it up, I think Tony and I have talked about this. Is just remarkable. 12 straight years of 20 or more wins. That is some kind of record that you're setting for the future. But let's think about now, and it's just terrific. So I hope these fans will come out. I don't think we have to encourage them too much. Everything's right there. Come on out and see what's going to happen on Saturday night.
Yes, thank you, Jack. And as a coach, you like to see those 2 seniors honored with a good turnout and a good crowd. And that's my biggest concern for the crowd. And UPJ will be you know, they're border NCAA type team, and so it'll be a good test for us going into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming in, Joe.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Todd.
it. Yep.
Thanks, Jack.
Coach Lombardi, there he is.
And it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.